Hello, hello, hello. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming today. My name is Amy, and I'm here today to talk to you about we're going beyond the surface of decluttering, and we're going to talk about some advanced pro-organizing techniques, the strategies that can help you create real, lasting change. So, this is about more than bins and labels. It's more about the psychology, the flow, and the lifestyle shifts and systems that actually work in real life. So grab a notebook because I am going to give you some tools that can be helpful and that hopefully are going to make your organizing and your decluttering in your home stick. So first thing we're going to talk about is the psychology of clutter. Why do we hold on? So let's start with this big one. Why do we hold on to clutter in the first place? Well, because here's the truth. Clutter is rarely about stuff. It's about emotions. So people hold on to items because of guilt, fear of wasting money, sentimental attachment, identity, who they were or who they hope to be. And there's nothing wrong with this. Just ask yourself if you're ready to make a change and if you want more space and ease in your day-to-day life. So instead of asking, why do I hold on to this? Or, using shame on yourself of the reason why you're holding on, how about try asking yourself, what does this item represent for you? So when you understand the emotional barrier, decluttering becomes collaboration, not a battle. So that's the first one. I would love for you to change the way you're perceptive on how you think about holding on to these items. Stop beating yourself up and feeling bad and shame about it, but change that perspective and ask, what does this item represent for you? And so if you find that emotion behind there, maybe you can understand why is you're holding on to it and if you're ready to let it go and create a little bit more space in your home. So now let's talk about space planning and intentional design. So this is where organizing becomes strategic. Every space should support how you actually live, not how you wish you lived. So ask yourself this, where does this item naturally land when you walk in the door? What slows you down in this space? What do you use daily versus seasonally? So the goal is ease, less friction, fewer steps. And when items are placed where they're used, this is how systems stick. So if you hold batteries, for example, and you think, where would I put this? Or where does this live? So for me, I have a bin in my closet in my office, and that's where batteries live. So I know that that's where a battery is going to live. But in your home, do you have a junk drawer? Do you have a space that's in your front hall closet? Where is it that you would go look for that item? And that's where I would make that item have its home. Same with keys. It's okay, where do your keys go? So I have a hook right as I walk in the door. My keys are always there. So I always know where my keys live. So do your keys get thrown in your bag? And sometimes you can't find them because they're in the bottom of the bag. Do they get put into a bowl right when you walk in the door? It's when you find out where this item naturally lands, that's more likely where a system will stick for you. I hope that makes sense. And I'll take all questions at the end. So please just wait. If you don't mind holding on to your question, I'm happy to answer it at the end. So next up, we're going to talk a little bit about decluttering for busy families. So because this is a different game. So families with kids and pets, they don't need perfection. You need simple systems that can survive real life. So we want fewer categories, easy to reset zones, clear boundaries for toys, supplies, and daily essentials. So when I'm talking fewer categories, so if I'm organizing a kid's room, and I love using baskets and bins in kids' rooms that just can go on shelves and they have easy labels on them, I would have all animals in one bin. I'd have all, vehicles in another bin. So cars, trucks, trains, airplanes, everything all in one bin. I'd have all blocks in another bin. I'd have, puzzles in another bin. So I'm making the cleanup super easy and I'm making fewer categories. I'm not going to have like wooden animals and plastic animals and Playmobil animals. I'm going to have all animals. So it's so much easier for you. Now, yeah. Okay, so this is also key is getting your family involved. So when kids understand where things belong, they're more likely to help maintain it. And so your goal isn't a Pinterest perfect home, though I love Pinterest and the beautiful homes that they show on there. It's a home that functions for you at 7 a.m. on a school morning. So we're going to think again, fewer categories, easy to reset zones, and clear boundaries for toy supplies and daily essentials. Okay, so now let's talk about minimalist lifestyle coaching. And no, this doesn't mean owning 20 items and living in a white room. Minimalism is about intentional living. So keeping what adds value and letting go of what creates stress. And this is really important, especially when you have kids, because they just seem to bring in so much more into your home. So just like being intentional of what comes into your home. And what adds value to your home, what adds value to your kid's life, and being really like ruthless about decluttering what creates stress in your life and what you no longer use or need. So as an organizer, I would have you ask, what does this support? Does this support my life today? Do I love it, use it, or need it? Is this aligned with how I want to live? And when clients understand their whys, they stop recluttering. So that's when transformation really becomes long term. So, my big takeaway for everybody is it's about you first and the system second. So, it's about your life and the season of life that you're in right now, and then learning what systems are going to work for your family. So those are some tips that I have for today. And if you have any questions, this is the time I'll answer them. So I just want to thank you all for coming today and joining. And yeah, so happy to answer your questions. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.